Welcome back, friends. It's great to see you today. I am Abby from the Adventurous Advocates, and I am really looking forward to talking to you about the Disability Services Passes at Universal Orlando Resort. We are going to be talking about where you can pick them up, how you can use them, and who can receive them. So go ahead and follow along, and we're gonna start our adventure now. Before we get started, there's a few key things you need to know about the disabilities passes. First of all, you'll need to receive one from a guest services area. Keep watching to see where. We'll show you and we'll explain all the details of how to find them. And you will have to share a little bit of personal information. Once you receive a pass, you will be able to walk on to any ride that is under 30 minutes. So 30 minutes and under, you will automatically proceed to the Express Pass area. One of the employees will scan your card, ask you how many are in your party, and you'll be able to continue on to the ride. Now, this does not mean that you'll be able to take your ECV onto the ride. You will be provided a standard wheelchair if you need it. This will not accommodate larger guests. It is definitely a smaller wheelchair. Otherwise, you will have to walk the length of the Express Pass queue and stand in line for any period of time that is for the Express Pass. Now, if the time is over 30 minutes, then what you will need to do is to get a comeback time. Now, generally, they do reduce the comeback times for the disability passes by a little bit. Usually, it's shortened by 10 to 15 minutes. However, some staff members will put it for the full time. And then what you'll do is you'll go and eat, maybe ride another ride, and then come back on or after. Any time after is fine. So if your little one or yourself is feeling overwhelmed or just needs a break, you can do whatever you need to do and come back anytime after that pass time has been issued. So that's a really nice feature. Once you're at Universal, you will want to turn right and you will immediately find the guest services line. As you can see, it does have some very, very narrow turns, although there is a section over there at the very front where ECVs can come in. If you don't have somebody in the line with you, it will be very difficult to get in line with people holding your place for you that you don't know and things like that. And so this park does also have a guest services in the back of the park as well, and I will show you that shortly. But this one is located right by the VIP experience check-in, and also right behind us is the Lost and Found, to give you a few wayfinding markers. Now, some things to keep in mind is that once you get your disability pass, it will only be good for one ride at a time, and you will only be able to be on one pass at a time. And if your tickets are linked by annual passes and family, then you will only be able to have one member. So when you have the member assigned who the pass is assigned to, then at that time that person will need to be the one that the pass is under, and it will only be under their name. If you want to choose a different person in your party for any reason, then you will need to cancel that pass and start a new one. It's really not a big deal. It just involves speaking to guest service and then getting on a different pass or having the pass assigned to a different person. So it's really not a big deal at all. You do not have to show your tickets each time. The only thing you have to do is keep the paper pass with you that I will show you shortly. If you are at Islands of Adventure and need a guest disability pass, you will need to turn right after you enter the park, and you will see this lovely sign that says guest services information and first aid, and you will get in this line. You go in the door on the left, and they have several receptionists there. They will ask you a series of questions about your specific needs. Some of the questions that they will ask you will include, do you have difficulty waiting in line? Do you need alternative access to stairs? They will ask you a little bit about the reason you're requesting one of the cards, but not too intrusive. They don't need a specific diagnosis. They just need the reason you might need accommodations. Now, here's the good news. You do not have to tell every person every time, because this can be, you know, a little disconcerting to share this information with someone you don't know. If you keep your card, even if it's expired, or take a picture of your card, the next time you don't have to tell them anything. You can just bring the card, hand them the expired one, and they will provide you with a renewed one. So right inside that door to the left is the first aid. So if you get ill or need a band-aid or some Tums or anything like that, then you can find it there. You do exit through that door. Now, this line, because it is at the front of the park, can get very long. And so one of the easier ones, especially for individuals with ECVs or wheelchairs, is located between Kong and the castle ride. There is a smaller guest services kiosk, and they can issue disability passes there, or if your disability pass gets wet, they will issue you a new one. And that's really nice, because sometimes on, you know, some of the log rides or things like that, it may actually get wet to the point of falling apart, and you don't want to have that signed or, you know, carry that around. It's very easy. They're very kind about it. They swap it out, no questions asked, no problem. So this is super easy, and I just wanted to update you on how to get that done and how to find it. This is the guest services area between Kong and the castle ride, and as you can see, there's nobody here. The line up front was probably at least a 40-minute wait, and this has a walk-up line. So hardly anybody comes back here. Not a lot of people know about it, so that's definitely a bonus. There's also not any doorways to try to fit in and out of with your wheelchair ECV. The easiest way to get here is to, when you're going through the park, turn left, go through Superhero and Comic Land, cross over the bridge at Ripsaw Falls, just keep going. You're going to pass Kong and the Jurassic Park section, and then right before you get to the castle, you will see this guest information area, and it is amazing. The people here are so sweet. They can do more than you know. And if you're having any kind of issue during your stay or at the park, or if you're having you know, a reason to get a disability pass, these are definitely the people to come talk to. This is the guest services center at the back of Universal Park. As you can see, there is also no line at this one because people just don't think to check it, and also they think it's just vacation information, and they don't realize that there is also a guest services here that can issue disability passes. So this is another really cool place. UA is a big loop, so if you go to the left or to the right, you can follow it all the way around until you reach Men in Black, and it is literally right by Men in Black. All right, let's take a look at this card. So as you can see, it does have the date it's valid from. You can have it valid for the date of your full trip, or if you're an annual pass holder, it can be valid for 2 weeks. So you do not have to get one every time you come, but if you lose it, you actually can replace it each time if you need to. It will say the number of people in your party, the guest name who the card's for, and it has the scannable barcode that will be scanned at every ride. It does tell you detailed instructions on how to use the card and all the rules of using the card right there, which is really nice. And then on the back of the card, it has, oops, I got it upside down. It has the attraction assistance information. It will also have a detailed list on here where you can have each ride, write which ride it is, the time that you arrived, they'll write the current wait time, the time to come back, and when you come back to the ride, they will validate it so that the next attendant knows that you're ready to put another ride on your pass. So that is super easy and super fun. Well, friends, we've had a great day today hanging out at Universal discussing the disability passes and the access passes. If you have any questions, please drop your comments below. If you have any ideas of shows that you'd like to see or topics you'd like me to cover, please also leave that in the comments below. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that notification bell and the subscribe button. That really helps me out. And until next time, stay adventurous.